Welcome everybody. I can't even start, man. It's so goddamn. I can't be serious around this fucking guest, man. Nah, but okay, let me compose. Welcome everyone to the Fashion Matrix podcast. That is correct, the Fashion Matrix podcast. I'm here back again with another episode in English with a good friend of mine, a serial entrepreneur, a successful businessman, a terrific communicator and salesman, coach, and the creator of fucking Modern Agent or Modern Success. I forgot the name of his program, but it's a program where he's helping making other people become more successful and millionaires. And the guy has done it. He walks the talk, and he's my friend. He's helped me. He's helped probably you as well. If you're listening to this, you know who it is. So without any further ado, what's going on, motherfucker? What's up, brother? What's up, Bryan Casella?
Yeah, what's cracking, y'all? What's really going on? That's how we do it over here in Playersville. We over here in Miami, aka Playersville. Player, you know how it is. We got Big Drink over here. Pablo, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, we have so many inside jokes, but no, dude, everything is good, bro. You know, it's good to see you, and the good news I'm hearing from you. This motherfucker is selling like a motherfucker over there in Mexico.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, things are good. Things are moving. You know, my team is growing. I moved companies. I rebranded Modern Success to distinguished agent. I knew you would like that that word because it's very on code with style systems.
Classic communication, yeah. Of course.
Yeah, and then we have and then you were a part of it, right? Pablo was a part of my first event for Limitless, which is my tier 2 coaching for the people who are doing very, very well. But yeah, man, everything is on the up and up. We're growing. I'm going this weekend with my team to do another mastermind that we do twice a year. We're gonna go to Georgia. But yeah, we're finishing the year strong, bro. Doing good. You know, money in the bank. Everybody's happy. Cats are purring and eating and pooping. Everything is good.
Shit, probably getting fatter and fatter because they're getting richer and richer. Goddamn shit.
Oh, they're the definition of a silver spoon cat.
Motherfucker. Yeah, you're right. They're white. Well, they ain't white, but they're privileged American male privilege. Male cat privilege. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they do.
They are fucking spoiled. F. Oh man, I'm glad to have you back on the fucking podcast. And we just made a podcast in Spanish because you know that I'm fucking killing it out here in fucking Mexico. Because dude, you know me for forever, right? And I never exploited the Latino. All the Hispanics and all the Latinos,
Latinx.
God, don't get me started on that bullshit. Yeah, I really never tried that fucking this side of the fucking business and shit, and I'm killing it. Even though I'm finding some, well, like in any other business, but you do find a huge difference between selling over there in America versus here in Mexico or Latin America. And God damn, it's just you feel it. I mean, if someone out there in America ever comes to Mexico and tries to make it as a salesman, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's easy, right? If you know what you're doing, but damn, these motherfuckers, man. Shit. But I wanted to bring you back because I want to talk about that, bro, about sales, communication, and business. Because you know about it, man. Shit, you know all about that, man. You know what I'm saying?
How's the intro in Mexico? Is it hola, ¿cómo te encuentras hoy? Is it the same or is it a little bit different?
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? It depends. I actually have done like the letter word by word, the Jordan Belfort straight line. I've done it and it fucking works. You know, it fucking works. Hola, ¿cómo te encuentras hoy? ¿Me podría regalar 60 segundos? Le quiero explicar de un producto. The same shit.
Oh, that's funny.
Fucking funny, man. It's fucking funny. But yeah, so I wanna start asking you a question about, well, maybe just a little background on sales, because a lot of people are hearing me that are new, that are young, and they know or they've heard that sales is everything, right? That through sales you'll become rich. Like there's no other way. And I've heard you say it in other podcasts or in other one of our events, that if you learn how to sell, or if you're a salesman or a salesperson, you become relevant in the world, in society, no matter what the fuck goes down. If the economy goes up, if the economy goes down, no matter, if you know how to sell, shit, you'll always be important in a company, in your own projects. So why don't you give a little bit background on how you started on sales and how important is sales or for any company, and how important has been sales for you and your own personal development, bro?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, going in line with a lot of the jokes that me and Pablo talk about, there's an old movie called Baby Boy with Tyrese, which is an old like LA movie where there's a scene where they're standing outside and he's like, "Hey, P, look at my man over here selling pound cake. Look at this guy over here selling CDs. You know what I see? I see everybody going around selling, making money, and us standing here staying broke." He's like, "So I figured it all out. What do we see around us? Commerce." And then he says a word that I can't say online because we'll get censored, right?
Yeah.
But commerce, right? And when you look at the goods and services, when you look at all these things in the economy, well, how do they move forward? Through a transaction. And how is the transaction done in most cases? Well, even if today for a company the transaction is automatic, at some point a sale was made to acquire that account that now they sell with. The insurance for this company. Oh, this is my supplier for the suits and the fabric that we use to make the suits, right? At some point, there was a transaction made and a sale was made, whether they were friends or whether they didn't know each other. So we're looking at the core of what, you know, moves a free economy and a free market, you know? And again, what Pablo brought up earlier is, you become relevant. Like if you can sell, you'll never be broke. I mean, assuming you want to work, because if you want to sit there and just watch Netflix, nothing's going to happen. But if you know how to sell, hell, dude, I can make you sell clothes. I can help you sell real estate. We can go sell stocks. We can sell these blue blocker glasses. We can sell beard products, you know, facial hair products, cat food, anything.
Drink.
Yeah, and you can you can make money. So it also is a way for you to kind of usher your way into entrepreneurship, because when you learn and you have an idea, especially now in the era of social media, it's like, hey, I want to, Pablo saying, man, I really want people, let's say he gets an idea. I want people to experience having a high quality suit. And I want to be the person who now puts this operation together where I find a supplier who gives me the highest quality fabrics and threads that I can use. I'm going to find the highest quality tailors and I'm going to put all of this together. Well, for him to even start that process, he has to sell himself and his idea to people to come on board. Right. But then he creates the operation that then becomes the world's best suits, right? Style systems, right? Come here to look magnificent or whatever it is. Right. Well, how did that start? You had to sell. You had to sell the people to get there. You had to sell the suppliers to get you the stuff. You have to sell the people the idea of the suit. You have to sell them to get their money in exchange for your suit and your product or service. So, I mean, we can talk about it all day, bro, but it is the lifeblood of everything moving together. Even, I mean, take a look. If you go on your social media, every third post, what is it? An ad. They're selling you. Right. And what are they using? All the stuff you teach, imagery, colors, sounds, and all this stuff to get you. Oh, I really want this, you know, like I did research recently on making your hair super healthy. So all the ads that I get now, oh, get this oil. It's an ancient African oil and herb infused, handcrafted, vegan, you know, paleo and all that stuff. Yeah. And then they show literally the tribes people from Africa, like rubbing it in their hair. I mean, that's selling. That's
and
not
you're like
sales, but it's marketing and it's sales. So, oh man, it's so important, bro. And that's how you generate money. You look at us, we have to generate money, right? To then sell our ideas or be able to, you know, do these events. We have to create something and then sell it. And in the beginning, sometimes you're selling just the idea, right?
Yeah. So, well, the other part of the question, because you mentioned so many beautiful things that I want to just expand on it. But the other part of the question was, how did sales impacted your own personal development, your life, your success, if that makes sense?
Yeah. Well, it really opened the door to really making communication and the improvement of it and the understanding of it a priority in my life. You know, you look at, I mean, God damn, a good example I can give is like, look at us and our families, man. I mean, from a ideological standpoint, a philosophical standpoint, we're the polar opposite of our families. Yet, in spite of that, in the regular world, most people, they like, oh, fuck my family. We can be polar opposites and still, if we really wanted to, be in a room with them, laugh, smile, have a good time. And even if they bring us bullshit, if we really want to, we can be no problem, right? Unfazed, no resistance. That takes a tremendous amount of skill, man, and emotional intelligence and all the other stuff. But from a communication standpoint, had I not learned communication, I wouldn't have learned those abilities and had the potential to do that. right? Because that ties into sales too. Sales is a sub branch of communication, right? Because what does it imply? That you're going to communicate to sell, whether it's through marketing or the spoken word, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, bro, that I identified as very important and saw it for what it was. Kind of like I saw social media back in the day and I knew it would blow up. But I said, man, this is going to help me in every area of my life, because you look at most young men growing up, or people in general, they struggle in social settings. They struggle with communication. The guy wants to talk to the girl, but he's scared. He doesn't know what to say, right? The girl doesn't want to speak up, right? She doesn't know what to say. People, I want to make videos, but I'm scared to make videos online. Like, what is that? That's a lack of communication, a lack of confidence and proficiency in communication. So, man, it's crazy. You know, like I'll go with the Max C quote. Sometimes I go in the back and look out on my backyard, you know, like, and I think about what my life would have been without communication. You know, it's just,
and that's how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, look at what we do online. Communication has led us to get to having the podcast and the platforms. I mean, it's just never ending, bro.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. And improving not just your relationships and yourself, your own personal self, right? Your own personal development, but also the money that it allows you, right? I mean, goddamn, because shit. So many people that I've been training right now, they tell me, well, money isn't everything. Like, motherfucker, yeah, it's not everything, but it gives you access to everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, quit the bullshit, right? I mean, I've seen it all. I've seen it, the fucking ayahuasca drinkers, the fucking, hey, let's do some shrooms. Nothing is real. Like, get the fuck out of here. I mean, I get it. There are so other stuff, but money will give you access to everything that matters. Period. I don't give a fuck what you're on. If you're on shrooms and peyote and whatever the fuck, dude, money will give you access to everything that actually matters, right? So,
bro, let's do some shrooms. Let's pause the episode and go do some shrooms.
Dude, fuck, let's do some shrooms, bro.
Oh my god! So even what you said, bro, like what I tell the people that tell me that, I say, okay, let's say what you're saying is true, and you would like to change that or create a bigger impact or get that message out more, right? Would you be able to do it and facilitate that with more money or less money?
Yeah.
I'm like, so you now have a duty and an obligation to make more money so you can have the platform to then give the message. There you go. Right. Exactly. And that's what I tell them, bro. And it both like, I get it. But again, we are both now in a position where we've had enough money to say, I'm good with money, to now honestly say, it's not all about money, because you've had it and you've been in the position. Yeah. Any broke dick loser can be like, well, it's not about money. It's like, well, of course you're going to say that. You live in a cardboard box across the street, bro.
You've never had it.
Yeah. You've never had it. So how can you honestly and ethically speak from a position of, like, yes, I know. You don't know. You only have one side of the equation, which for most of us is, most of our families are broke, dirt poor, factory workers, third world country. Like, we don't have that. And that's what we were taught. So if you only know one side of the story and that's all you're taught, and you never had that rich uncle, in your case, maybe it would be a guy from the cartels over in Mexico.
Well, I think one of my uncles is involved in that shit. Goddamn. I think I told you the story, but yeah, but I mean, even if you see or if you study some of the most successful people in the world, they know how to sell, or they built that massive wealth through sales, right? And every time I meet someone who is very successful, for example, in our events or something like that, they talk about a little bit of sales, because it is. I mean, I have a question for you, man. What would you say it's the most important thing within a company? I mean, I know there's a bunch of different things, but would you say that sales would be the number one, or maybe top 3, top 5? I don't know.
Yeah, that's quite the loaded question there, my friend, my esteemed colleague.
My distinguished.
Well, okay. So I would say communication is tied into all of them, but I would say things like, well, how about the CEO? Because he's the creator of everything. He's the one that creates the culture, right? Mm-hmm. But he has to be able to articulately and effectively communicate what his requirements are for his culture and then uphold it. And then you have the leadership aspect, which a big chunk of leadership is your communication and your ability to communicate. So I think communication is involved in all of it. Even though we might not say communication, one of the staples of all those pieces is communication. You know what I mean? And the sales part, when you look at the we can say the cycles of a business or the pieces and components of a business, the first one is If we're going to talk the starting phase, right? If we're going to go starter, operator, scaler, right? If we use that, it's a very simple reference, right? The starting is the sales and marketing aspect of it, which requires communication. That's what requires the influencer to say, hey, buy this brand, right? It requires a person to get out there and talk to the customers and say, hey, you should sign up for this coaching with Pablo because he's the best and this and that. He's going to teach you how to be a badass. That is a lifeblood that then brings in the money for the business to then grow, scale the operation, scale the company. But it never starts. The fire never gets, the spark without the communication and the sales.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's a great answer, man. Now, here's another question, bro. What would you say is the difference between marketing and sales, or which one would be more important, or, just elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, I would say marketing is more just recognition, right? And having and being recognized, and selling is now, okay, I'm pulling somebody in to actually commit to purchasing a product or service, right? I think that's the difference. It's a difference between, oh yeah, I know Style Systems, or yeah, I bought Style Systems fucking suit or shirt or whatever, right? When I sell, I'm actually going to have to engage with the customer, and then I don't like to use the word convince, but qualify to see if what I offer is something that they want or they need. And then if I do deem that, hey, this person wants what I have to sell, then I sell them. And that becomes the sale. Marketing is just, hey, look at us. We're a big company, right? You put a billboard up that says, hey, Team BC, best in Miami. That's marketing. That's fantastic marketing, because a lot of people will see that, but that's not selling. They don't look at that and say, oh, that's the best real estate agent. When I meet them or they talk to me, now that's when the sale really begins. Marketing got the attention, sale got the order.
Damn, I like that shit. I might quote you on that shit. Damn. Yeah. So marketing would be like the attraction side, right? Like, hey, look at me, motherfuckers. Now that I got your attention, now the selling, the communication process begins, right? To actually make them sign on the line, which is dotted.
You hear me?
Now, I have another thing that happens quite frequently over here in Mexico or in Latin America, probably in Argentina as well, bro, because you live there, right? I had a role play session over there today with a team that I'm training, and they're selling, I don't know what they're selling. Well, I do know, but they're selling kitchen shit. I don't know how to say it in fucking English, man. But they're selling some accessories,
utensils,
and shit like that. And they were having this. I was making them have a fucking role play, and they were too aggressive, man. And this is something that I see quite frequently. They're way too aggressive, and I get it, right? Because this is a macho culture, like ego, and I know how to sell. Oh, I'm gonna teach you how to. Well, sign right here. Can you give me your number card right now? And I was, I was telling the other guy, hey, be a little bit more analytical, like, tell him, the salesperson, to explain to you the numbers, how do they work, and blah blah, and the payments, and this and shit done. And he was like, yeah, that's perfect. He was asking how much it costs during the session, right? And he never gave the answer. Oh, it doesn't matter. Can you give me the card and your ID? And I was like, dude, I was just sitting right there.
It doesn't matter.
Fuck this shit, man. I'm like, come on, man. You have a long way to go, brother. That's the only thing I said. Well, like, and the moment I try to explain to them that, it's one part of sales, or how do you say, like the analytical, the amiable, the direct, all that, or like the different personalities of a customer or a salesperson, right? It's one of them being aggressive, and sometimes it works. For example, for you and me, for you and I, it works. I want someone to be direct. Don't give me the bullshit. Don't throw honey into my goddamn ear. Just tell me how much it costs. Tell me what the fuck I need to do. Tell me what it does, and I'll buy it. Shit. Get the fuck out of my way now. Here's the money. Now get out of my house. So get out of the way. God damn it. But here you see that. So could you at least elaborate more on that, or give us some of your experience when it comes to teaching others, especially men who want to tell, oh no, I can sell, and they are overly aggressive. They go for the close way too much, and it becomes uncomfortable, man.
Well, I mean, I think that goes back to what were we initially taught about sales and what it is, right? And then now you look at like a group role play section. Now their egos, involved. They're like, well, I don't want to look bad in front of people. I'm gonna close this guy, right? And now it becomes a theater, a show, a theatrical spectacle instead of an actual sale. But again, we're throwing somebody in to a lion's den, and they have to go off their instinct. And it's somebody who was never taught, okay, if you're ever confronted with a lion, this is how you subdue the lion. This is how you kill the lion.
Yeah.
Right. Imagine like if that happened to us, we don't know how to fucking kill a lion. Oh shit. Like
you're
gonna be like, I'm gonna fucking like what did an hechizo? You know what I mean? Like I'm yeah, right. Like I'm gonna Harry Potter him with the ring, like right. Like who knows what we would do. But now if somebody trained us for a decade on how to confront and kill a lion, we're gonna go in there and laugh and be like, only one? That's different, right? So people what they do is they don't we'll be cliche. They don't humble themselves. They don't humble themselves and say, okay, you tell them, hey, like let's say you were to tell me, Bryan, sell this guy. And I would just tell, well, how do I sell, Pablo? I don't know how. How would I do it? That's a better approach. I don't know how to sell. But then again, you got to put your egos, not your ego. You got to put it to the side, right? In the beginning, I said, I don't know how to sell. Teach me. Right. Yeah. So first you start with the script, then you start with the basic structure. Then as you begin to learn that, then you introduce what you mentioned, the personality types. Who am I talking to? A driver is the word you were looking for. That's us. Driver. Yeah. Okay, motherfucker, how much does it cost? And how quickly can I buy it? So you get the fuck out of here. That's a driver. Like, right. Like when shut the fuck up. You're not funny. Right. Like get to the point. That's a driver. You try to be that way with, I don't know, an amiable. Fuck no. Oh, they're going to be like, oh, you're an aggressive asshole. Get the hell out of here. Right. Because with them, a lot of it is the emotions in the room and the feeling of the sale. They want to feel and know that, okay, this person cares about me. And if you're like, oh, if I ask you how much it costs and you don't tell me, that's number one. So even how you answer a question. Yeah. How you answer a question. And then if you skip questions or you avoid them, well, that's a red flag. What are you hiding? Right. So there's a lot, but the first step is to say, okay, I know nothing. And empty your cup. Become the cup. Be water, my friends. Right. Be water. Water can flow. Water can crash. Right. So shout out to Bruce Lee, brother. You literally have to empty your cup and say, okay, what do I do? And then from there, and this is a key distinction I want to make, bro, before I pass it back to you. A lot of people will do that and say, okay, but then they're already critiquing everything you tell them. And that's such a big fucking point, dude. Exactly. I was going to ask you that. What is your method? What is your experience in regards to teaching others how to become great students? Which is, I've told them, man, if you want to be a master, you first have to become a great student. And a master is never really a master because we're always learning. I mean, goddamn, I'll probably master something, but I know that I can improve it. So I'm always constantly in the mode of student. And when you're a student, you're receptive, right? You shut the fuck up. You turn down your ego and you're like, oh man, I really want to learn how you do it. And then I'll own it. I'll make it my own. I'll do my own shit. First, let me get it straight. Yeah. And most people are very hard-headed when it comes to that. Well, at least here in Latin America, what is your experience when it comes to teaching them how to open up? Yeah. Well, I mean, this is my theory on it, right? Because now we're just talking, I think, at least opinion from our end. I think individuals like us, bro, we're rare because like when we can say you with imagology and image and what you did in the career path that you chose. Yeah. And then me and what I did, like when we went in it, we're like, this is what I'm fucking doing. And that's it. And like whoever can teach me, I'm all ears. If I have to fucking walk across the planet to learn from the guru, I'm going to do it. Like I would tell my first person who taught me, the vice president of my company, said, bro, if you tell me to scoop up shit from the dogs and eat it, I'll do it. Like, fuck it. Right. So one part of it is how we teach and the environment that we create. The other one is the student. It's like the kid that comes to me to train for basketball, who his parent is forcing him to do it, versus the kid who's like, I want to be an NBA basketball player. Those are two different kids, right? One of them, when I push him, he's going to love it and push himself. The other one's going to start crying and complain to his mom. Oh, it's too hard, right? Yeah. So I think that's a key distinction we need to make. Yeah, and how we teach. And we, like, again, one thing I do is I don't make fun of people. I don't say, stupid, though, like, because they don't get it. If it takes time, that's fine. One thing I'm looking for, I made a reel about this. I said, hire for fit, train for skills. So I want to see if you're here mentally on a from a culture standpoint for my sales team, if you're going to be a good fit, if you're coachable, if your values are in check, right? If you are somebody who can understand this whole mentality about being a good student. Because if you already come in, even if you're already better than everybody else, but you have the mentality that you know everything, I don't want you. Get out of here, right?
Yeah.
So I think part of it is environment and the teacher. The other component, and I think this is the key component, is do you have the right raw material? Is the student the right student saying, I want to be the best fucking salesman in the world, Pablo, teach me. Like that's the kid that even if he's an idiot, you can make him a fucking phenomenal salesman. Because all that stuff is secondary to the fact that he said, I will do anything you say.
Yeah. You're right. It's the attitude versus the actual skills, because the skills you can develop them. It's fucking piece of cake, right? That's a great answer, man. So now let's move on to business, man. The business side, because I know that through sales you start making money and then all this and that. Something that I've also encountered, especially here, man, is because I could talk about sales, because man, I'm teaching like the most basic stuff on sales, because here in Mexico we are 15 years behind you guys. So the things that, for example, I don't know, like fucking 10 years ago, I mentioned Grant Cardone or Jordan Belfort. Nobody knew who the fuck it was. They were like, "What? Get the fuck out of here, Pablo. Who talking about what? Like, is it a cereal or what?" I'm like, "No, motherfucker, from the book." I got this from Anthony Robbins, because you know that I'm a certified coach from Anthony Robbins and shit.
Wow.
And when I said that, I thought, man, I'm gonna fucking kill it in Mexico. Like, damn, I'm a certified fucking Tony Robbins coach. Damn. And someone actually told me, yeah, is that an ice cream? Because it's Baskins and Robbins. So someone mistaken that. Oh, you're certified ice cream maker or what, man? Damn. I'm like, come on, man. Oh, shit. But now it's just starting, NLP. Yeah. My God, you're hearing everyone is getting certification over here in Mexico now. Wow. They just go to one fucking class and they're selling it. Actually, it's a market now. They're selling it like piece of cake. Let's say like you are a true certified NLP hypnosis practitioner, right? You can come here and chamullo, damn, and you sell that, man. You just sell that. And there's a lot of people that, in quotes, they know it. But I want to say that I could talk about that a lot, but I want to bring more value into the listeners right now. And shit, people are listening are Americans. Just to give context, we are very, very behind in Mexico. I mean, shit. But through the sales, let's say that with a person that's already kind of gets it and is making good money with it, right? Because you can make a whole lot of fucking money with it. When it comes to the business side, how would you teach a young person that is actually really, really applying himself or herself into the sales? He's paying attention to you, someone that you hire, right? He's already sold shit, I don't know, 6 homes in fucking 1 month or fucking 10 homes, right? I don't know the statistics. So it'll be like, damn, you're making a lot of money. And he wants to make even more money. What would be your guidance into making an investment, or how would you tell them to, hey, you know what? It's not just about the sales. It's also about the business side. Like, can you explain a little bit on how would you take that?
Yeah, there's a lot, man. Immediately what comes to mind, I would say systems, finances, and people, right? People would be individuals that they hire in their organization, right? Now, if they're working for somebody else, then okay, then that's out of the picture. Then it would be more systems and finances. So the first one that I really, and this is an introductory module and portion of my coaching,
cool,
is I teach people basic financial education and discipline for themselves first. Forget the business, for themselves.
Yeah.
Right. Because if that's not established, you don't have a healthy relationship and understanding with money, forget it. Right. Because then now what I tell people is you start making more money, the consequences become more catastrophic, because now you have more. It's like flying the planes from the 1920s that would water the crops. That's probably worth $20,000 versus flying a F-15 jet fighter that's worth $100 million. If you crash that jet fighter, that was $100 million, right? Like that's a big deal. The other one, it's like, whatever, here, I'll cut you a check. You can just fucking make another one, right?
Buy another one, you rich motherfucker.
Yeah, right, exactly. Both are planes, but one is a lot more capable and you have a lot more at stake than the other one. So I kind of do it the same way with the students. And I said, look, we got to get this in order, because then We have to start investing in your business and having the funds available for you to reinvest back into your business, right? And the first step I tell people is obviously invest in themselves, the books, the coaching, the events. The second step would be to what I said earlier when I mentioned systems. Get better systems. If you hand dial like I did, I get an online web-based dialer that now I log on and it dials for me, and I don't have to hand dial anymore. I went from making 30 to 50 calls an hour to a couple hundred calls an hour because it's automated. That helps increase my profit margin because I'm talking to more people, right? Same thing with the customer relationship management software, like they call it the CRM. I finally got one, and I was like, whoa, man. Before I would just write everything on paper and put it on an Excel spreadsheet, which it still works, but it's a lot harder to structure emails and all that. Now I have the CRM. It does automated emails. You can put in videos for follow-up. You can put in reminders. So every time you log on, it says, oh, you got to call this person at 10, do this at 12. It just makes your life that much better. So between hiring people, the people aspect, the finances aspect, and the systems, that's really how you start taking it to the next level, but I tell people, the mistake that people make is when they're brand new, they start looking at that. I said, no, dude, you first need to get your communication skills and your basics down and start getting some sales. Then we can talk about hiring people and improving your systems. If you can't even make a sale yet, what are you worried about the systems? And that's the double-edged sword aspect of social media. The guy who's broke, I'm like, bro, why are you watching something on how to build a 7-figure business? You don't have 2 pennies to rub together. You need to first make $1, then 100, then 1,000, then 100,000, then 500,000, then 1 million. What are you doing? You got to stack them up. You got to take one win and then stack it up, right? Right. So, but I get it. It's sexy to study it. Oh, I'm studying how to build a $5 million income, Pablo. I don't need this basic sales stuff.
Yeah, I know. And yeah, you're right. With social media now, everyone has become a coach and everyone has become a fucking expert in quotes, right? And I'll teach you how to make X, Y, and Z amount of money. And it's just fucking stupid. It's just confusing them even more. When you're right, you can't even make one fucking sale. You can't even close one person. How the fuck are you going to make a goddamn fucking company out of it, right? But now let's go into another thing, which is hiring people, man. Because delegating, I think it's shit. Becoming a leader and delegating. Let's say you already have, figuratively speaking, you already have the sales, you already have some systems, this and that. You have the money to spend. When it comes to hiring people, what do you look for in a people? You already gave us kind of like an answer. And what is the process that you have when it comes to hiring someone for your team? And I don't know, like keeping them, because there's a lot of people that just come and go, like kind of like they just look around and they're like, shit,
I put in the chat a book, Who, the A Method for Hiring. Great book that everybody listening can read. When I read that book, I mean, it was great because it helped tie up the loose ends of my interview process for hiring people. I do minimum 3, sometimes 4 interviews. I check people's references. Right? Every interview has a different stage, right? Now, again, before you get like, oh man, that's crazy. Let's go back to step 1. Okay. You first need to take a look at your organization and say, all right, this is what I did the first time. I took a notebook like this, right? Dorado y también dorado.
Yes,
and I wrote down, okay, what do I do in a day? I wrote everything down, right? I said, okay. And I said, I'm going to put a valuation next to all these things. Cold calling, high money maker.
Yeah.
Responding to emails, low money maker.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I started identifying what is a low income thing, because the step before that was I calculated what I was worth per hour. Okay. I said, okay, I'm worth, I think the first time was like $140 an hour. And I said, okay, as I'm going through this list, what would be less than 140 an hour? And I made that list. So the first person, I got an administrative assistant, an asistente. And I said, here you go. Can you do this? Right? This is the holy book right here of what you need to do. Whoa. So, but before that is, like I mentioned earlier, I'm looking for somebody who, 2 things. Number 1, fits with the culture I want to create and my values because it's my company. But number 2, do they align with the vision that I have for me and the company?
Long term. All right.
Long term. Right. And again, because if you interview somebody just real quick, oh yeah, I'm a hard worker and I'm going to be first. And yeah, I'm going to make you proud, Pablo. I'll just do whatever you say. Oh yeah, spreadsheets, no problem. Right. But then you call the references. Oh, he was always late, this and that. Right. Like you'll find out the truth. So But you really have to look at it because your vision, you need to be clear on it, number one. But number two, maybe they're great. Maybe they would be a great employee, but their long-term goals don't fit in with your vision. Then why would you hire them?
Yeah.
Right? You get caught up in, oh, but they're good at what they do. Yeah, but they're going to leave you in 6 months. Right?
Yeah.
Or you're going to have to kick them out. Right? So you have the vision aspect, then you have the culture aspect. And I tell people, like, I can even read it for you right now, bro. I have it posted in my team. I can give you some of the stuff just so people have an idea. So cool. As a featured post in my group, when somebody joins my team, right? Mm-hmm. I made this 2 years ago when I first started Team BC nationwide. I said, this is the Team BC. I'll give you some of it, not all of it, because I know it's a lot. Team BC code and virtues, right? Integrity, respect, courage, honor, compassion, honesty, and loyalty. Now, for anybody who studies the samurai, that's the code of the samurai, basically. But I thought it was cool, and I wanted to make that the code and virtues for my company. And then there's 5 things: conduct ourselves with honesty, integrity, and transparency with customers, daily actions in accordance with the pursuit of maximum potential individually and collectively. Number 3, our wisdom, knowledge, personal stories, and vulnerabilities are to remain sacred and private to our group and team. Number 4, no engagement in anything that would tarnish, bring harm to, or negatively impact the Team BC reputation. And number 5, the last one, we will hold each other to the highest standards and respect one another at all times.
Right? That's great.
So that's my stuff. So as I'm interviewing somebody, I have this, like, if we're going to give a mental picture right there, and I'm looking to see, do they align? Mm-hmm. Is anything they're saying, are the references saying, am I finding anything that violates these principles? And at any point in time, if I figure that out, you're not a good fit for us.
Yeah, exactly, man.
That's the most important thing. But people, number one, don't have what I just described to you. They have no idea. But number 2, they'll put skills over that, when in the long run, for you to have the best culture and I have to fire a lot of people and build up good team spirit and all that, you're going to have your codes, your virtues, your ethics, your process, and all that stuff. And people, I think they're just lazy, bro. They don't want to do it.
Yeah, they don't want to. Yeah, exactly. So because maybe, is it fair to say that they don't want to spend all that time in building the rookie, the new person, right? Because they rather have someone who already has the experience, the skills, and is going to bring them some money. But then overall, I'm sorry, not overall. At the end of the month or 6 months or a year, you, just like you said, they're going to leave them because they don't align with the company's vision, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a limit on when it comes to how much staff do you hire, or do you continue to have it because the they come and they go? Do you keep it like that ongoing, always hiring, always recruiting, or do you have a stoppage and say, like, no, we're looking for quality, not quantity?
Yeah, depending on the position, man. Because I run on one side, I run a real estate company, a regular retail, team. Yeah, the regular agent side, I'm always recruiting most of the time. Very rarely do I shut it down. From a leadership standpoint, yeah, we're a lot more strict with that for sure.
Okay.
And then, other, like, chief operations officer and all that stuff, obviously we'll get one and that's it. So it just depends. Like at the bottom level of the company, yeah, we're always hiring. But once you start getting to leadership, managers, and higher, no, we'll only hire somebody if we need it. And once we fill that position, it's good. But yeah, to your point, what you said before, a lot of times I think the biggest mistake that people make is, it's the ego. Oh, I'll trust my gut. Yeah, this person's going to be good. And instead of following a process, you just trust your gut. And even I have figured out that doesn't work. That doesn't work, and I would consider myself a good judge of character, but, there's more to this than just being a judge of character, right? This is a business, right? This has many pieces to it, and you can't just trust your gut, right? Imagine you hire a consultant to help you invest your money. I'm just going to trust my gut on this one. We're going to put $1 million into this stock. It's like, whoa, no.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you just mentioned it, man. I think it's very important to emphasize that the system side, when it comes to business, when it comes to sales, when it comes to everything that makes you money, there's got to be a system in it, right? It's not, you don't leave it to chance. Well, I'm a great communicator, right? I mean, no. Yeah. In my experience, and I want to ask you that if in your experience is the same, everything needs to be broken down into a system, like point A, B, C, absolutely. 1, 2, 3. Hiring side, oh yeah, you're gonna have to ask this question, like everything has a script, everything has a bullet point, everything, every motherfucking part of the company needs to have a fucking system. I don't want to leave anything just one tiny bit by chance, just like, oh, maybe the divine, that I'll have a divine ascension, and you know, the fucking Anunnakis will shine the light on me or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to you and your business and in your experience, do you think it's very important to have a system on everything?
Yeah.
And could you elaborate on that?
No, you just leave it up to divine providence, bro. That's it. But yeah, man, you know, it starts with, like I said, the financial aspect. When somebody gets that discipline, that's the first kind of personal system that they implement, because that is a system as well. This percentage goes here, this percentage goes here. You have this bank account for this. You set aside this much for taxes. That's a system, right? Yeah. Same thing when I started. The first thing was I said, okay, I need to have a system where I keep all the names and numbers and addresses and contact information of the people that I know and that I meet. And then I need a lead follow-up system. When I get somebody who says they're interested, where am I going to put them? What's the system behind it? How frequently do I contact them? How do I contact them, dude? Yeah. So yeah, 100%. I mean, from the ground up, bro, if you don't have systems, I tell people, if you don't have a system, you don't have a business. You don't.
Boom.
You're just an employee, right? That's the difference between a CEO and an employee. A CEO has a system and he knows his stuff and his numbers. An employee just shows up to do his work.
If you don't have a system, you don't have a business. God damn. Do you hear that, guys? If you don't have a system, you don't have a goddamn business. Stop.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have a system? Woo!
Man, I just lost $1 million. Okay, so shit, I forgot the next part of the question.
You make me angry, Pablo.
Way too much. I gotta get leave that you don't.
Hey, don't step on those flowers, motherfuckers. I just planted that.
I was gonna talk about money. That when business or sales or just success, because this is something that I want your input on it. We've talked about it. I think all the time we talk about it, but this is very important. I want to remind the listeners, the audience again, on when it comes to making money and becoming super successful or in wealth, right? And business. I think people don't realize that it's very difficult, right? That it becomes more like the responsibilities go way up higher, and everyone thinks that, well, you just make a lot of fucking money and you spend it on whatever the fuck you want to spend it, and you know what I'm saying, you're rich. When the reality is that when you have a team, when you have a business, when you have this amount of money, you pay more taxes, you have way more responsibilities, and it's a lot. You know, you have to be prepared. So why don't you talk about a little bit on that, which I know is something that you do all the time. I see it on your videos, training people on the mindset side, right? Of, okay, you want to be rich first, you know, you have to, I don't know, take it from there, bro.
Yeah, because you really, you know, in that process, you level up. As you guys make more money, there's more responsibility, right? It goes back to the old, you know, notorious B.I.G., more money, more problems, right? Now, that's a famous line that's said in rap, but what he means by problems, really, if you reframe it, as challenges and things that pop up that previously you didn't have to deal with, right? You're making 100,000 working by yourself versus now you're making 500,000, but you have 5 or 6 staff members and employees. You're making more money, but you're responsible for 5 or 6 other people now. That's a different level, right? So you're making more money, but it hasn't gotten easier. You now have more on your plate. Like people say, oh, I have so much on my plate. My plate is full. Well, that plate is going to keep getting more shit. What do? You make a bigger plate. That's the mindset aspect of it. And I tell people all the time that this is what causes people to yo-yo, right? Mm-hmm. They have some success and go up, but then they prove that they're not ready for it. They go right back down. Same thing happens again. They go right back down. Because when you really look at a lot of people, they yo-yo. They have some success and then they prove, hey, I'm not ready for this shit. Boom, they go back down. Now, it's not like somebody shows up and says, you're not ready, but you demonstrate it with how you deal with stuff, right? Yeah. You start getting more clients, and then what do? They complain, oh, these fucking clients, and it takes so much time. Well, dude, you're complaining about 2 or 3. How are you going to have 5 or 6? Yeah. Right? Like, and that's really where the mindset comes in, bro. But that's a product of learning. That's a product of who you're around, who's teaching you, your dedication, you know, and understanding that, yeah, it's not going to be easy, but one of the biggest things that you learn with communication is the no resistance mentality, where even if they give me something negative, I'm not going to just freak out or respond negatively or tell them no or make them wrong. I'm always going to be smooth, right? And the same thing has to be applied to what you're doing in life. You're going to be met with a lot of things that are out of your control. Maybe you had 6 leads and suddenly next week, all of them get out of the market and they don't want to do anything anymore.
Fuck. Yeah.
Well, if you had kept doing what you were supposed to do, it wouldn't matter because you generate leads every day. But what do? Mindset issue. Oh, I have 6 leads. I'm good. I don't have to work anymore.
Shit.
Right? That's all mindset, right? So doing what you're supposed to do, the basic disciplines, but it goes back to a lot of stuff we've talked about over the years, man.
Yeah.
Waking up on time, make sure you're educating yourself, be around good people, stop bullshitting, stop fucking watching bullshit on social media, get to work, obsess about your work, enjoy your work. I mean, we've been saying this shit since we were fucking in diapers, bro.
Probably. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, mama? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, I don't want to add more to that. I want to talk about image on your business and in your experience when it comes to success and sales. How important would you say image has been in your business, and how much emphasis do you put on image, what you've learned about image, right, and perception when it comes to hiring, when it comes to your business, when it comes to everything that you're doing right now, man?
Yeah, man. I look back and I think my first 3 years in the business, 2.5, 3 years, I was like in a suit 24/7.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
For image purposes, but also for me to reinforce, like, I'm a fucking businessman now. I'm not just an athlete anymore. Like, yeah, I played an athlete. I'm still an athlete, but I'm a fucking businessman. Right. And the thing with me was, I want somebody to take me seriously. I don't care if I'm new. I don't care what you think about me. I'm fucking dressed sharp. God damn it. I smell good. I look good. I have a good handshake. That you give me at least that. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like you can't take that away from me. Like, you're gonna be like, man, I don't like this motherfucker, but god damn, he's dressed sharp AF. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's key. It's key. Now, again, we're giving you just the clothes, right? That's a clothes example. Image goes much beyond that. Even with like us, imagine you door knock somebody, hey, what's up, motherfucker? Right?
Even
are you gonna
sharp, right?
Yeah, even if you're dressed sharp, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Like, right? Like Pablo's example. I don't know if he ever gave it to you guys. It's funny, but right?
Yeah.
It's like, but it's so important, bro. It's so important. And then, but what do people do? We err on the side of comfort. They'll send me and Pablo a picture of fucking like Mark Zuckerberg in sweats. Well, he's a billionaire, and it's like, bro, he's a billionaire.
Yeah, come on, man.
And then when he had to show up to Congress, he had a fucking suit on, right? So even when the protocol required for him to wear a fucking suit, he did. He didn't say, well, I'm a billionaire. I can cheat. I don't have to wear a suit. He still wore a fucking suit. Why? Because a business meeting was to be had, period. And if you want more business meetings, dress, walk, talk as if you're going to have a business meeting, period. Instead of fighting it, this is the last thing that I'll say. Understand the game, right? Yeah. Imagology and all this stuff is a science. Understand it. Stop putting in the I like it, I don't like it. Fuck that. Learn it, then use it. It's that simple, right? Because in the beginning, I didn't like wearing suits. I love wearing them now. I think they're super cool. But in the beginning, I didn't like it. But did I sit there like, I don't want to wear a suit. This sucks. No, I fucking wore it. Because at the end of the day, I said, this is going to get me taken more seriously, and this is going to get me more deals. And fuck, like the whole, the study where the guy jaywalks across the street, but he has a suit on and everybody follows him. I mean, it's embedded into people's fucking subconscious minds. Why would you not fucking take advantage of it? It's stupid.
It's the semiotics of clothing. It's the language of symbols when it comes to the image, man. It's embedded in your subconscious mind. It's super interesting. And also, you mentioned something that within my industry is called in-clothes cognition, which is the psychology of your clothes, how it makes you feel, how it changes your behavior and your how do you say it, your productivity, if that makes sense, but not just yours, but also the people around you, because you alter the mindset and the emotions of someone else just by wearing a goddamn color. Fuck that. When I started learning that, I was like, God damn, I want to learn everything about this. You're right. And people always are looking for the shortcuts. Shit, how many excuses do you hear from people that want to learn from you? Man, probably you get this every day. Hey, Bryan, I want to do a business with you, or I admire you so much, man. Can you hire me? And then you probably ask them one fucking question and,
I didn't think you were going to answer.
Whoa. Oh, do you remember that story when one guy told me, hey, I have a business idea for you? Okay, yeah, shoot it. Oh, I wasn't ready for your response. I'm like, come on, man, shit.
Right. It's stupid. So you're given the opportunity, and that's an example of what I said earlier. You're given the opportunity, but you're not ready. Boom, you go right back down to the same fucking miserable existence you were in.
Yeah. So yeah, people are looking for that exemption all the time. Like, oh well, Mark Zuckerberg doesn't use a fucking suit or this or that, or well, this guy made his fucking fortune without selling and without communicating. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, go crazy stupid love. Are you Steve Jobs? Are you the owner of Apple Computers?
Here's another question, bro. Would you say that sales or selling, or AKA communication, it's important for everyone in the world, no matter what the fuck you do? Maybe you are a computer designer, or someone who has really little to no interaction with a customer. Would you still think that sales and communication is something important?
Absolutely. Computer guy wants to get his idea out. He comes to me to get money, but he can't communicate his idea to me. Am I going to invest?
Fuck no.
No. How many people do we know and we have seen on the planet, bro, that are brilliant, but they can't communicate for shit? Everyone's like, look at that fucking loser. Fucking weirdo. Get him away from me.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's just, it goes so far beyond what people think, man, but they don't realize it until the situation presents itself where it hits them. And they're like, shit, like, oh man, look at that fine ass girl. I like her. And they don't go talk to her. Why? Because they lack confidence and proficiency in communication. Right? Or it's their turn to give a speech at a wedding and they sound like shit. They're going to feel bad, right? Like imagine if you speak at a wedding and then like it doesn't go that good. That's just going to eat at your fucking soul forever. Because if that was me, I would make fun of you forever. I'd be like, hey, bro, remember 10 years ago you made that shitty ass speech at my wedding? You fucking loser. I know, right? You fucked it up. You fucked it up, motherfucker, right? Yeah. Everything was perfect except for you, right? But again, that's the type of stuff that when you go to sleep at night, it keeps you awake and you're like, oh shit, right? And that's the type of stuff like you can't put a valuation on that, right? And a lot of people, if they haven't been there, you're gonna be there for sure, because we've all been there, where you get to a fucking low point, super low point, right? And a lot of that is contributed by our poor self-communication, because communication isn't just what you say with the world, it's up here. Your self-talk will revolutionize as you improve your communication. And how many of you won't take that step or take that leap of faith, like they say, because the self-talk is, I can't do it. No, you're just up over there, fucking paisa from Mexico. You can't do it. Or you're this, you're that. Oh, you're too short. Oh, you're too ugly. Oh, your nose, this and that. And that's your self-communication. Well, how the fuck are you going to achieve? Look, but the next minute you say, I'm going to make $1 million. Get the fuck out of it. Your own voice, when you say that, your own inner voice says, get the fuck out of here. You ain't going to do shit.
Hi, my name is Bryan, and Pablo, what I'm going to do is you ain't going to do shit. Dude, people pick up on that, even if they don't know about communication, their subconscious mind, they pick up on that, and they're like, man, this motherfucker doesn't know shit. He's just trying to hustle me. Man, get out of here, right? Hey, get out of here. No soliciting.
Yeah, get out of here. No soliciting.
Oh man, dude, I want to talk about something that you just mentioned. When it comes to the ability to communicate and say and sell yourself, right? For example, something that I teach. Basically, image is selling yourself. Goddamn shit, looking good, selling yourself to yourself and to other motherfuckers, right? But we've been in. Dude, can you imagine having this guy looking super sharp and what's up, motherfucker?
Oh man,
that's gotta fuck up with your fucking mind, which is good. Which is actually it's a technique in communication. But in seminars, when we've been guest speakers, and myself, I know that I've been around people that are way smarter than I am, way smarter, way more successful than I am, but they sound like shit. Like they can't communicate for shit. And when they're in the stage, I've shared stage with them, and I'm like, damn, you see the audience, and they're like, sleepy F. They're not paying attention. They won't remember a goddamn word, even though I know that he's way better than I am, right? In business, in fucking success, whatever the fuck. And then, when we show up in a fucking seminar, we entertain the shit out of them, right? Yeah. Which I think is also part of selling. Would you say that selling is also a part of like kind of like acting or entertaining? Because if you put a label on the regular schmuck, the regular salesman that is, hi, how's it going? Would you like to buy, or what's the current service that you have on your phone? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when someone like you, looking like you, right? Big ass, tall motherfucker, NM, fucking suit.
Hey, how's it going today?
Communication, right? It's gotta fuck up their mind. Like, whoa. So would you say it's a little bit of entertainment as well, or?
Well, dude, I mean, I think that's one of the things that the communication provides when you're a proficient communicator. It is entertaining. Like I tell people, oh, absolutely, sir. Like, I mean, fuck, bro. Look at all the way that the rulers and kings in the old even movies that we watch would speak. They would go up and they would slowly, people of the land, right? Like they would speak all slow and drawn out, and people fucking were like, oh my God, this is the, so it done correctly and at the higher levels, that naturally comes out, because I believe that every single person will develop that within themselves. They have that style. When you start taking away the insecurities, you really have the skill, you can deliver, and now all your attention is out and you're like, okay, I'm going to deliver a great speech, as an example, because we're talking about that comes out, man, because now there's nothing holding you back. Yeah. The biggest thing with people is holding them back. Oh, I want to be loud, but no, I can't. Oh, I want to cuss. No, I can't. Right. And then all of a sudden you become this generic version. Hello. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Right. You become the radio guy. Right. Which in many cases is the same fucking voice that sounds the same. Yeah. Right. So it really, is it a conscious thing that I do? At times. Yeah, for sure. Because if we go back to the personality types, sometimes I have to play a particular character to make somebody else feel more comfortable. Now, if I want to sell to somebody to make them feel more comfortable, or make it a little easier for somebody to learn and pay attention to me, I'm going to do it, because that's my job. And that's the number one rule people need to hear, is you need to take responsibility as a communicator. As the communication expert master, you take full responsibility for the communication, what happens, and the outcome. So if you didn't get the outcome, you take responsibility for it. You don't bitch and complain and say it was the other person's fault. You take responsibility, motherfucker.
Boom, booyah, damn. Now,
you understand what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Would you say that you have to? Would you say that? Man, we have so many inside jokes, guys. We could make a whole fucking podcast or a seminar, 2-day seminar on just the fucking inside jokes that we have. Goddamn. Do you have to be, what's the fucking word? Chameleonic? Like, shit.
Versatile, chameleon-like.
Yeah, well, there you go. Chameleon-like as a salesperson in regards to the personality types. Like, you have to be all of them.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Is that, yeah?
Yeah, I think a couple things, right? I think naturally, as you get better, you just naturally will mirror and match people like automatically. Like the whole, hey, what's up? Oh, absolutely. So like it just happens automatically, Let
me give an explanation on this, because this motherfucker, that's how I know he's a fucking, well, I know he's a great salesman and communicator, but we were at shooting a video, right? With your Lambo. And we were fucking young kids and we were fucking around like, yeah, motherfucker, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then this old white couple approached us and they were like, what the hell is going on?
What is going on here?
Yeah, but like, kind of like, I don't know if they were, I thought they were going to call the police or something like that, because we were being loud as shit and being like, yeah, motherfucker, and this, that. And right in the middle of the street, right? And they approached like, and I said, oh shit, it's about to go down. And then immediately Bryan was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then he turns back and, oh, absolutely, sir. We're just having a quick video for these young, wonderful men. And I don't know what words he used, but it was right there on spot, super quick. And I was like, you sleazy motherfucker. No, but yeah, great communicator, man. So it works, man. It fucking works. I've seen it. It's fucking beautiful.
Oh, yeah. So we're having a small gathering here. Totally 100% approved by the city. We have a permit. Like, oh, yeah, of course. Perfect.
It was funny, man. It was funny. I'm sorry.
But, and just to emphasize that point, it's not like we have to become the other person. That's just until, because again, basics, you hit rapport. Once you hit rapport, you go back, you can take it wherever you want, right? And the personality type and mirroring and matching is kind of the segue to allow you to get in rapport and establish it to then take the conversation where you want to take it, right? But yeah, man, I mean, that I think if we're going to talk about entertainment, right, and being that character, that's when you take the communication to another level. You know, now you're really having fun. Now because we've talked about it, educate, inform, entertain. That's the formula, right? And entertainment is a vital part, especially when we talk about social media now, holding people's attention and being that next level, like where people will just buy from you because they like you. It's not even about the product anymore. It's like, man, I just fucking love Pablo. I'm going to buy his shit. Yeah. Like, do you even know about it? Nah, but he's a cool motherfucker. So I'm just going to buy this shit because I like him that much. Right. Like I remember people would buy my shit online. Dude, I'm not even going to watch it, but I support you so much and love you. I'm just going to buy it. And I'd be like, man, that's so fucking cool. But that alludes to what you said, the entertainment factor, just that X factor, like, yo, I'm the shit. And there's just something unique about your delivery and your communication and your persona overall that's just like, wow, it has that wow factor, you know?
Magnetic, right? Yeah.
Magnetic confidence.
Whoa. What's
animal magnetism?
What's the hardest personality type for you, man?
In the beginning, bro, was the analytical. I fucking hated the analyticals, man. God damn, like, oh, what's this 1 cent fee? Shut the fuck up and sign, man. You know, like,
well, excuse me, how much is it? Shut the fuck up, man.
So the room is 8 feet by 12 feet. I measured it. It's 8.1 by 12.05. What's going on here? It's inaccurate.
And you're like, bruh, sign the goddamn contract, man. Damn,
right? It's like, dude. You know, and again, it exposes the weakness or the weakest link, we could say, in your game. Hey, I have to work on it. Now I don't care. Now I have fun with it. I become more analytical than them. No, just so you know, sir, before our meeting, I provided an itemized report for you, highlighted specifically with your particular concern. So please be sure to read it before we meet.
1.0088, that you give the specific fucking number, and they're like, oh man, I love it, right?
Oh, and they love it, yeah. But you know, at the end of the day, but before, you know, when I didn't like it, in quotes, that was the mistake that I made, and it brought in resistance. I would be sitting there like, this motherfucker, I just want to beat the shit. But that's wrong.
Yeah,
because when we're thinking that, they feel the vibe, right? You can pretend to smile and be like, yeah, everything is good, but internally it's like you're about to burst. They know, they can feel it, right? That this is those like subconscious cues that we talk about, where you can't bullshit it unless maybe you're the top level fucking actor on the planet, like maybe Al Pacino or some shit. But that's the 0.001%, like Mark Zuckerberg not wearing a suit. You know, yeah. So it's like, motherfucker, are you Mark Zuckerberg? Okay, then shut the fuck up and wear a suit. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Same shit. Yeah. No, you're right. This is very important, and I'm glad you brought it up. Guys listening to this, I mean, all this shit, fake it till you make it. Yeah, it kind of works, but people will always notice. They always notice if you hate them, and if you're in the inside, man, I don't give a fuck about you. I just care about my commission, right? Like, shut the fuck up. Just sign right here. Just give me the money. I don't care about you. I don't care about your family. Just sign right here. They will feel it. They will sense it. And the communication goes wrong, or maybe instead of building a relationship, you just sold it to one guy and he will not recommend you to another one. And you know what I'm saying? Now, bro, describe the perfect sale for you.
Well, I'll talk to somebody, and I'll make it short, right? I'll talk to somebody. I determine that they're a lead, right? And then we set an appointment to meet for me to sell, right? Before that meeting, when I set the appointment, I will qualify them to make sure that they're qualified to purchase my service, right? Let's say I'm doing real estate, right? And they want to sell their house. I'm going to qualify them to be sure that they're qualified to be ready to sign a contract and list their home. So I ask them a ton of questions, right? Now, when I go and I meet, a perfect sale is I follow my presentation. We meet, blah, 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 blah. And then at the end, I ask them to sign, and they sign, right? So phone call or initial contact. We set a meeting. I qualify the meeting. I go to the meeting. I do my presentation. Sale is made. They sign the contract. That would be the perfect sale.
I remember when we did a podcast in Spanish, you said something about seduction, that, you know, when you are seducing a woman and you can't force it, right? Like, you can't be like, hey, come on, let's go get a drink and let's go back to my place, baby. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm about to do. You're going to learn. You're going to learn today.
You know what I did.
Wong wong. If what you just said, or if I can add on to what you said, and correct me if I'm wrong, tell me if I'm just bullshitting, the perfect sale for you would be like stealthy. Like, you've been through the whole process. You know that this fucking client is ready. Yep. So it's not pushy. It's not like, man, it's just smooth, right? Like, oh, come on, baby, you're already there. Just fucking do it. Is it stealthy or smooth, or do you really have to go into like, oh, well, you know, I'm about to put on my salesman suit and oh, well, hi, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or is it more like stealthy?
The best way is they would say it felt right. Like nothing was forced, and like you said, smooth, because
They didn't even realize that they just went into a sales
yeah,
presentation.
some people will tell me we didn't even have the intention of signing, but everything made sense and it looked good, so fuck it, we signed, right? And that's what I tell people. It's not this will there be moments maybe where you have to insist a little bit? Sure, right? Sure. Like it's very rare that you never get told an objection and everything is perfect. Oh yeah, 6%? No, I'll pay you 7%, right? Like it's very rare that it's super, super just smooth all the way through. What makes it smooth is how you deal with what they give you. You're the orchestrator of the symphony, right? You're the one that makes it smooth.
Yeah, the Frank.
And I think that's what people miss. So when you look at the presentation, following the presentation, saying the right words and doing the right moves, it's smooth if you follow that pattern. Where people fuck up is they try to, I don't need to follow the script. I'll do it. I'll wing it. I'll just do it off.
Yeah.
I'll convince them. I'll get in front of them and I'll convince them. That's what turns into the sleazy salesman. Because now they don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's like, oh, just sign. Oh, how much? Doesn't matter. Just sign.
How much? Because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Just give me your credit card.
Oh man, that was so fucking funny. I don't know why I didn't record that shit. It would have been mean because I would be fucking making fun of him. But, all right. The last question, bro, is goddamn, you play too much and I forget the goddamn question. Fuck, it was about sales, man. The last question is fuck me, goddamn motherfucker. You made me forget the goddamn you bullshit motherfucker. You bitch. You
got some time? I can show you my grill over here in the real Mac joint.
The real Mac. No, well, it'll come back, man, because I want to begin to wrap it up. Mm-hmm. And I had a question when it comes to sales, man, for young people listening, and I fucking forgot. And it was fucking pure gold, but that happens. And when that happens, you have to keep rolling, baby. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop and be like, oh, I forgot the question on how to end the podcast. Fuck that. But any last thoughts or any last advice for the young people listening to this and are just getting started on this, man?
It's a lifelong journey, man. You have to keep learning. You have to keep the momentum, never stop. And it's one of those things that it's not like, and I see this mentality with social media. Like you look at videos too, like calisthenics, right? How to do this advanced move in 30 days. It's like, bro, you're not going to get it in 30 days. But this mentality is just infested everything where, how do I free my mind in 2 weeks? How do I, go like, and then that's why, like you even brought it up. People will run to these places and do these ceremonies like, DMT, shrooms. And I was like, dude, you don't even know what's going. This is why people will do that stuff and then literally go fucking crazy, right? Like you have to do things the right way. And then like, it's like they would say in Spanish, tiene que pagar derecho de piso. Like you have to earn your fucking position, dude. Like it's not going to happen overnight. Like I've been training with Bryan in calisthenics for a year and we're just now doing like intermediate stuff and improving, right? I'm still not near the end. And we've been consistently working out for a year. Same thing with communication. I didn't start getting notoriety for at least a year and a half or 2 years, to where it wasn't like I was getting trophies, but people were like, oh man, this kid he's up and coming. He's doing good. But that was obsession. Every time he came to my place, I was reading, right? The practice sessions, I was doing 2 hours a day with people. I can't even get motherfuckers to do 20 minutes a day. I was doing 2 hours a day. I would tell people, bro, I practice more than you actually make calls.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the level, but see, that's the level of dedication you need. And I said, fuck it. If I have to do this for years, fuck it. I signed up for this. This is what I want. I want to be that good. Because in the beginning, it wasn't about me, the trophies and the accolades. Like Tony Robbins says, you're driven by significance. I never gave a fuck about any of that. I don't care if you know me or not, right? I just want the result, which is the financial freedom, the good life, build my team and do what I do, right? But that piece of advice is, man, really do what it takes and then make the commitment for life, right? And that's like the issue that people have, like with diet. I'm just going to diet for a month and then I'm good. No, it's a lifestyle change. This is a lifestyle change. You're going to have to do things and become somebody that other people may not recognize anymore. And that's okay, because that's a choice that you made to walk the path that you're supposed to walk.
Damn. that's hard for a lot of people because you're right. They just make the small commitment because, I just want to make some a little amount of money so that I can be off my debts. I can pay my debts and that, and then I'll be comfortable. And no, you're right, man. If you're not a lifetime commitment, it's you're fucked. You're fucked. I remember the question, man. Shit. That's why writing everything is very important. It's what advice do you have for young people and young salesmen that deviate from the sale? Like, not to get into the fucking straight line positionship, but in their effort to create rapport, I've seen this, probably you've seen this, the fucking customer takes control of the conversation and all of a sudden they're talking about, I don't know, their dogs, their cats, whatever the fuck, other than the actual sale. What advice would you give for these people?
There's a lot, man. If you guys are we can come at this from different angles. The first thing I would say is this: when we talk about rapport, a lot of people think too much from the perspective of conscious rapport versus subconscious rapport. So what's some stupid examples of conscious rapport? Like the old sales movies where they would walk into the house and like drop a $5 bill and then you pick it up. Oh, sir, here you go. Like, or they would see the golfing trophy. Oh, golf. You like golf? So do I. That's conscious, meaning it's obvious that you're doing it. Subconscious rapport is what you do with your body language, right? Mirroring and matching their rate of speech, the volume, of their speech, like all those little things, the little nuances, right? If they use certain words, like if they always say, okay, cool, you start using okay, cool, little things like that. That's a subconscious way of building more rapport with people, right? In regards to what Pablo said about when people deviate from your script or you fall off the line, meaning now you're talking about fucking your vacation instead of the sale. What you need to do is be able to create different ways of bringing yourself back, right? So let me give you an example. If I notice somebody starts talking and we're going off the, the hinges, like they say, I'll say something I'll say, you know what, in a moment, Pablo, I'm about to ask you about the move to North Carolina and that house. Okay, go ahead, continue. And now he's going to talk, right? And I just like, and it could be whatever. In a moment, I'm going to ask you again about blank. It could be anything that has to do with the sale. And then I'll say, go ahead, continue. So I interrupted, but I said, go ahead, continue. Now at any point, 30 seconds from now, I can say, okay. But anyways, remember the thing in North Carolina? Yeah. Tell me about this. And now I could just effectively hijack the conversation again and go back to it almost in a brute force way. But because I said that line earlier, I gave myself the opportunity to do it without looking like an asshole who just wants to take it back, right? That's the easiest way for you guys to recover if you don't know too many techniques and stuff like that, right? Because when you get really good, the customer will subconsciously not engage in behavior like that because they know they can't do it.
Yeah.
That person who rambles to you won't ramble to me. Like if it's a new student, they're not going to ramble to us, but they'll ramble to you.
Yeah.
So it's more about what you're giving off subconsciously versus consciously. Now I give you a conscious technique to use and use it, but it's more about who you are. When you show up as a higher or the best version of yourself, like Pablo teaches, then that's not going to happen anymore. But in the meantime, there's a quick technique that you can use. That's it for me.
Round of applause, man. That's beautiful. The way that I teach in my shit is your image, right? If you're dressed sharp, you look like an authority. So they immediately, they will lower down their energy and be like, oh, damn, I got to listen to this motherfucker. I got to shut the fuck up and listen to what the fuck he says, because you are exuding that image, right? Subliminally. It's, I love it because when it comes to communication, you and I are perfect at this because everything that we're saying, that's not being said. And we know what they're saying, right? And we know what we're saying subliminally, subconsciously, without any fucking words, with our image, with our fucking body language, with fucking all this shit that it sounds so fucking idiotic or sounds so, like it's not that big of a deal. Man, that makes the whole fucking difference. I get that a lot from my trainings. Like, how do you do it, Pablo? Like, you squint your eyes and then you move your hands and then you lower your voice. And I'm like, motherfucker, I trained for this, right? All these things are, I developed them. I wasn't born like this. Shit, come on. But yeah, obsession, man. What I get from everything you just said, man, from the to wrap it up is obsession, man. You have to have that obsession and the commitment, right? You have to be committed. It's beautiful. It's something that you and I say all the time. How you do anything is how you do everything. fuck, goddamn.
Yeah,
I've been with you, man. I've stayed at your place and I see you, anything that you do, you attack it in the same fucking way. As a business, as a relationship, you wake up in the morning, you're like, the first, and the way you fucking pour the mate and the way you drink the mate is the same way you fucking make a presentation and do a sale, like with a exquisite level of dedication.
Even when I play video games, he records me yelling because I'm like, fuck that, you gotta fucking kill him, man. What the fuck are you doing?
And I see you studying the techniques on how to beat the motherfucker. Also, like, I'm gonna beat your ass when they're beating you in the fucking game. I'm gonna learn the goddamn techniques and the strategies. I'm gonna beat your ass because I know I need a fucking magician over here and I need an archer over here. It's fucking funny to watch it, but that's the level of dedication that you have throughout your entire fucking life. So, I always, and we say it all the time, I dare you motherfuckers to come into our lives, into our places, into our homes, and watch us. Just be with us and you'll realize how we do this all the time. It's not that we put on the goddamn suit and be like, oh, there you go. I'm professional now. Yeah. I'm about to make a sale. We're the same all the time. And that's the main difference that I see with a lot of people, that they can't make that merge. You know what I'm saying? They have to have a decision. Oh, this is my professional life. This is my relationship. This is with my wife. This is with my girlfriend. This is with my friends. No, motherfucker, it's one life.
It is, man.
You're real, and that's what I love about you, bro. That's fucking beautiful to watch, and I think it's part of your success, right?
Dude, yeah. And I even, like, going back to the whole video game example that we laugh at, right? I told myself when I made the commitment before I got my license. The moment I get my license and I start working, I'm not gonna fucking touch a video game until I forget the exact number, but like I set an income goal. I'm not gonna touch a video game ever again until. And when I made that commitment, I was still fucking playing regularly. Like, I would probably play a couple hours a week. So it was a lot. It wasn't like all day, every day, but I was playing significantly. Like, sometimes I'd study at night and then I'd play the game for 2, 3, 4 hours at night, like sometimes nights in a row. So, but while I was still playing the game, I made the commitment. What happened? I got my license. I stopped fucking playing. And then when I finally, like, I think it was like 3.5 or 4 years later, when I hit that goal, that's when I fucking bought the other PlayStation 5 or whatever the fuck it was at the time. And then it sat there and I would play every once in a while. And then I wouldn't play again for 6 months, right? Because I evolved. But even then, something that I was doing all the time, to the point that we were making earlier, I made a sacrifice and I said, hey, for me to obsess means I might have to cut out all this other shit and obsess. Right? Are you willing to do it? Because that becomes the question. Are you willing to do it? Because most of you motherfuckers will say yes. And then when it comes time to do it, you won't fucking do it. Or you'll do it for a day and then, oh, it's too hard.
Yeah, it's too hardcore, you know, like the diet that you and I have. Most people complain about that. Oh, it's too extreme. The body needs, man, shut the fuck up. The body does, el cuerpo lo pide.
El cuerpo te lo pide, Pablito.
Come on, man. But yeah, man, I can go on and on about all this shit. That's why we make fucking seminars and shit, because this the dynamic that we have is fucking beautiful, and I can go on and on and on. Dale Wachin.
Real Mac joint.
How show you how the real success is. But no, man, I want to thank you. I want to appreciate your time. Thank you for coming, bro. And all the insights that you gave, man, damn, if anybody is listening to this, really paying attention, you just gave a bunch of fucking golden nuggets. One last golden nugget. It's I bullshit too much.
To go after that.
Because, you know, some people think analytically. Some people are big thinkers, small thinkers,
medium thinkers.
That's fucking funny, then. Shit. Well, no, man, thank you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your wisdom.
You, man. Appreciate it.
And yeah, you got, well, for anybody who speaks Spanish, you guys are in for a treat, because we might have Mr. Bryan Casella over here in Mexico. So he can share some of his wisdom to us over here, to us poor paisas. You know what I'm saying?
We'll do a sales seminar en español.
Hola, amigo. So
what's the word you guys say? Orale, bro. Orale.
Cello. How to cello in Spanish.
And I'm gonna have to brush up on some of the NLP stuff in Spanish, man. That way I can deliver.
Aprender el cambaseo. God,
yeah, but the good thing is it's not rocket science, you know.
Hey, it's not rocket science. Right, well, thank you everyone for tuning in. This is the Fashion Matrix podcast. Everybody can find, where can they find you? I mean, they already know, but just a quick plug in.
YouTube, if you put in my name, or my new website now is bryancasellacoaching.com.
Oh, that's the new one? So bryancasella.com is not there anymore?
If you go there, you click the button and it'll reroute you to the new one. So it's the same shit.
Same shit. All right, cool. bryancasella.coaching.com. All right. I'll put on all your links over there in the description box. Y'all can find me at Pablo Mentor and pablomentor.com, stylesystems.com. And man, thank you. That's it for me.
Thank you, brother.